Okay, I brought a treat out for the Piggly Wigglies. This guy, I'm gonna have him fight over it a little bit. You ready? All right, guys, I'm dropping this down. Here we go, and boom. Who got it? Who got it? Who's getting it? Oh, Paw, you didn't get it. Yeah. He lost out. Nope, gotta go down there. Come on. Silly pig. He doesn't even know what the heck's going on. It's late October, and it is probably about 75 degrees today. It's perfect. But it's weird because, you know, earlier in the week we had highs of maybe 40. And freezing temperatures overnight. It's just whack. But that kind of weather and a little bit of wind will do something to our tulip trees. The super green, full, luscious tulip trees now look like that. All the leaves are on the ground. Fun to play in. It's sad to see, but it represents a changing of the seasons, and I happen to enjoy that very much. There are people that live in tropical, subtropical areas or Arctic areas, and I don't envy them because I like the changes. I like going from hot summers to cold winters with the awesome mild springs and falls in between, with heavy storms or just nice, easy, breezy days. So I love living in Ohio. Yeah, there can be some miserable days with hot humidity or, you know, minus 20 degrees, but you learn to live with it. It's kind of fun. You know, there's a misnomer of some sorts about goats, or a misconception, shall I say, that they will eat anything. That actually, to me, from my experience, is pretty far from the truth. They are super picky eaters. When it comes to their hay, I will give them a flake, and if they think that something's wrong with it, or they don't think the taste is exactly the way they like it, they won't touch it. They will practically starve themselves to death rather than eat that flake of hay. So we play a game of stubbornness every now and again, and I'll put a flake in there and wait a day, maybe two, and if they haven't touched it, then I'll take it out and give them a new one. It's just super frustrating because it's perfectly fine hay. My other goats are eating their flakes from the same bale. So anyway, there's that. It has been in there now for 2 days. I'm gonna take it out, put in a new one, because, you know, hay is money. And the bales have actually started going up in price recently. So I'm gonna put in a new one and see what happens. I just love nature. Some things about it, what it does, how it acts. I can't remember what kind of tree this is. Crabapple, maybe? I had a super pretty, bright, pinkish, lavenderish blooms, and then the leaves are reddish all year long. But then it has these berries on them in the fall and winter, and the birds just go crazy over them. So this thing is a giver all year round. It's pretty cool. But what's funny too, also, I have the tulip tree right here, and it is losing its leaves, and one of them got impaled right here. It went right, a hole right in here, unless it landed on it, made the hole, and there it sits. We'll see how long that lasts. You know, these goats might not eat their hay. I put a fresh flake in there and they haven't even touched it yet. They might not even be able to smell it because they're always burning their nose off with their urine. You see them at all times of day just spraying their face. It's just nasty. And in bad instances, their face and their legs, the back of their front legs, will actually lose hair and blister where their urine, they call it scalding, where it scalds their face and legs. So maybe it's messing with their smell. His face is soaked right now. You can see it glistening on his left side there. Man, what other animals do that anyway? Do you do that, pig, or you just smell bad all year round, huh? You don't need to pee on yourself, do you? Man, that would be a whacked out mating ritual if humans did that. I'm not even sure how that would look. See, this is one of those days I was talking about, where it's over 70, 75, and the goats have already experienced, you know, in the 30s. So their coat is starting to get, oh, I sat on this chair that sunk in the dirt. Their coats are starting to get thick, you know? So when it's 75 plus, you know, how are they coping? What are they feeling? What's up? Sure are friendly guys. I love them. You know, when you get into certain livestock, like these hogs here, you get into it to raise, to nurture them, take care of them, sell their offspring, or maybe have them for food. And I plan on doing all the above. But when you think about it, a lot of us get into it unprepared, like me. I will admit that. And that if I'm going to take one of my hogs to the butcher, I have zero idea how I'm going to get it into my truck or how I'm going to transport it. Because these 300 to 400 pound animals, I can't lift, and you can't force them half the time to walk. We don't want them to walk. So how do you guys do it? How do you transport, let's say hogs specifically? I'm sure some of you have dedicated hog trailers or whatever, but if you're just a dude like me with a pickup truck, what do you guys do? Let me know. I'd be interested. Sometimes you'll walk around the farm and you'll see these big dugout depressions. And when I say big, I just mean, you know, a foot across or so. And you wonder where they come from, but after a while you realize it's just the chickens taking their dust baths. And they will get in places like this and just put dust all over them, shake themselves off. It helps clean their feathers, keeps the parasites off. They have a lot of those places around here. So Rennie, my daughter, wants to raise turkeys for 4-H next year. That's going to be different. I was talking to somebody and they said that one of the things, you know, they look for is the strength and muscle in their legs and chest. They said they need to get a lot of exercise, a lot of walking, a lot of muscle building scenarios. So what I'm thinking about doing is building a contraption. I'm going to design something where they have to climb up to get their food and or their water. So daily they're going to climb these ramps or stairs or whatever it is I concoct here just to get to their food and water, to make them do muscle building exercises. Do you think that's a good idea? I'm thinking it'll work. Not really sure what else to do, so I'll let you know how that goes. And you guys give me some ideas, huh? You guys ever laugh so hard your stomach hurts? You know, I have on occasion, and it's actually a glorious feeling. I mean, you can't breathe, you're trying to catch your breath, and it's hurting and everything, but you're enjoying the moment. It's hard to explain. One of those moments happened for me when I was a kid. Well, I wasn't a real kid, I was probably a teenager. And my sister was walking through the house singing or something to that effect. Whistling, singing, I don't know what it was. But she walked through one of our rooms that had a doorway from a living room to like a family room. And right when she got to the doorway, whatever she was doing, singing or whatnot, she lifted up her head and she was in the middle of a word or a note, and she all of a sudden went because right in the doorway a little spider had come down on a web and it was right at the level of her face. And when she inhaled with her exclamation, with her surprise, it sucked it into her mouth. And man, she was dancing all over the place, spitting and hawking and whatever you do. And I was just dying because I saw the whole thing. I was right there, saw the spider go in, saw her reaction. I can't remember what happened, if she spit it out or whatever, to this day. All I remember is that exact second, and I remember my sides hurting for quite a while afterwards. Funny memory. Hey, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to continue being a part of all the adventures and stories that happen on Rubber Soul Farm. I hope we can spend more time together on the farm, but until then, enjoy your animals and take care of yourselves.